Welcome to the Barggianos podcast. My name is Chuck. I'm your hostess with the leastest, and with me, as always,
Matt.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, not a whole lot.
You didn't open my beer yet.
I know.
Usually you're a gentleman. I feel a little insulted.
Isn't that a twist top?
I guess it is a twist top, but you have a bottle opener over there. I thought it was kind of our thing.
I mean, be a man.
I wanted you to have something to do on the podcast, so, Oh, and he threw my bottle cap. How rude. My God. Well, you know what? Just for that, I'm going to ring the bell tonight. So, time to ring the bell. Cheers, man. Oh, my goodness. All that for a drink.
All that for a drink. I had to work hard tonight. I mean, usually I show up, look pretty. I tell you, yep, I'm good to go today. You text me 10 minutes before I tell you I'm going to be here, and you're like, are you good to go?
And how's it feel? How's it feel to have to come down here and work for a change?
I feel like a woman. No, you said, oh, I guess I'll start getting set up. And I'm like, shit, I come down here. I mean, yeah, you started getting set up.
Well, sometimes I gotta. If you can give a man a fish, and you can feed him for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
Yeah. Well, if your camera angle is off today, it's because you made me work.
I think I hope I'm even on camera right now. Did you hit the camera? Or did you hit the double button thing?
I probably did.
Skipper from the mouse?
I didn't hit anything.
Did you really though? Did you hit that thing?
Yeah, it's squiggly.
I'm proud of you. I can't believe you remember that. I was going to see if you were going to remember, but
I remember.
You did pretty good.
Yeah.
How's it feel? Did you even know we had this many cameras?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was setting up the lights, getting the right angle since we got new lights.
I know. I feel a little fancy with these brand new bulbs here. A little studio action more than the $6 dollar store bulbs we had. But everything, if it works, it works. I'm not going to complain.
It's bright like your personality, Chuck.
You shine. You know what? You shine bright like a diamond, Matt.
Yeah,
like a diamond.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it
very much so.
So,
what else is going on?
Well, we got some more fan mail, so it's starting to come in. So if everybody can right here,
thank you.
I'll be nice. Just right here.
Right here. Okay, I like that.
Subscribe.
Okay.
Share.
Okay.
Post comments.
Write in.
Email. It's all on barggianos.com.
Wow. That's
all the links. X, Facebook. We got these shorts coming out. I mean, getting some views, and I think that's getting some traction on this fan mail that we got. So that's excellent.
I believe so. Yeah, I want to know what everybody thinks of those shorts because those are fun to watch. I know everybody doesn't want to watch the full podcast, which we would recommend, but it's fun to see those and how that pops out. So hope everybody's enjoying that. That's all, Matt. So appreciate you working hard on those, Matt.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, you got to teach me that someday. How all that computering works.
That hashtag game's gonna get up there.
Tell you what, I don't know. I got to learn that hashtag game because every time I do hashtag, I just want to play tic-tac-toe. I get really distracted, but I want to get there.
I asked my kids.
See?
Yeah,
probably smart.
Actually, on the way to practice tonight, I said, "Hey, Taylor, you're gonna have to help me with some hashtags."
She's like, hashtag shut up, Dad.
Yeah.
Hashtag leave me alone.
No,
jerk.
So we listened on the way to practice.
Do you make her or she likes to listen?
No, I listen. That's generally when I get my time to listen. I go back and watch later.
Gotcha.
And she tells everybody, my dad thinks he's so funny. He just laughs at himself. We're driving in the car. He hears himself talk. He thinks his jokes are so funny.
Are you listening to the same podcast?
Yeah. We'll go back to that a little bit later. Let's get to that fan mail first.
Ooh, okay.
So, Brandon S. Thank you for sending in that fan mail. Appreciate you. But he asked both, separately, so Chuck and myself, if we have 24 hours to ourselves. It's a couple questions. 24 hours to ourselves. How would you spend it? What do you do? Where do you go? And what do you eat or drink?
Ooh, okay. So a full 24 hours to myself.
Full 24 hours.
No kids, no job, no responsibilities.
Nothing.
No setting up podcasts for anybody.
No, just out in the world. Like, What would tickle your fancy?
Now, are we
for
talking
24
like
hours?
locally, like I'm going to wake up tomorrow, or I can travel to the moon?
You can do anything you want. 24 hours. What would you do?
You know what? I'm going to start my day because I'll fly there before to count it. I'm going to be on a beach somewhere. I'm going to go full-fledged out, and you always see those like crazy Caribbean honeymoon suites that you can never afford in life with like 6 butlers and all that stuff. Definitely going to be there, but it's going to be like a really hype, fun place. It's not going to be all relaxing. It's going to be relaxing in the day, and then it's going to be crazy at night. So we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be all-inclusive. I'm going to have definitely have a lot of TVs, and there's going to be a booth there.
Yeah.
A lot of booths in my life, but yeah, that's going to be going on. And then food-wise, oh, no, that could be anything. I mean, if I'm glutting myself, we're going for pasta, seafood pasta, fresh seafood pasta from the sea. That's hard to say. I'm going for steaks, lobster tails, the whole 9 yards. Maybe throw in some Hostess cupcakes in there just because.
Hostess.
I'm not
Little Debbie.
It's Little Debbie. But yes, I'm pretty easy. Just the basic stuff. But
Oh, you're easy.
no, easy like Sunday
Yeah.
morning. But yeah, that'd be my thing. That's 24 hours, and then each hour of those days, can we go different places, or are we stuck on that island?
You're stuck.
You're stuck.
Let's play you're stuck.
Okay.
But let's bring that back. I mean, you only have like 20 hours because it takes you about 4 to get ready.
It does. Thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment because you
Yes.
think I look nice. So thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. You would have like probably 26 hours then.
Probably.
Yeah, that'd be good there. But you can come with me if you want. Maybe we'll record a podcast on it.
I think you said by yourself. I don't know.
I'll miss you.
24 hours to yourself, not by yourself.
To myself.
To yourself.
I would also on the beach in the daytime. I sleeping in, so that's kind of the weird one because you don't want to sleep your whole 24 hours away.
Yeah.
But let's say a nice sleep in, if you will. You're refreshed when you wake up, and maybe read a good book on the beach, and not in a weird way. I don't read a lot of, but just to veg out and do nothing. Probably a Murder She Wrote novel because those got the real big text. I can't see I have context, but I got to have big text to read them. So it's more likely sand's going to get in them. So that's the only thing I don't want to bring my good novels on the trip. But again, if this is for imaginary, maybe there'll be 3 novels. Maybe there'll be a novel I've never even heard of. That's Jessica Fletcher. She is something else. So.
When this podcast blows up, it's not imaginary. You can do this for Brandon S. and then record it and then upload it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll upload it for you because I got to do all that hard lift.
Is that a computer thing? I don't know how computing works, but yeah, that would be great. And I'll make it real long too. So I heard it takes a few minutes to edit, but yeah. So Brandon S., that would be my adventure for the day. I think. Am I forgetting anything else? Did I answer all the questions?
I think so.
And of course, of course, I'm going to end it with my lovely wife. She'll be there at the very end. I'll fly her in for the evening. We'll have a nice romantic dinner. Maybe there'll be like 3 or 4 traveling glory holes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that for you or your wife?
For both.
Okay. Are you inside or outside the glory hole?
We'll probably flip a coin for that since it's my day. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine either way. I just don't want to get any sand on my feet, like in the shower. I want to make sure that the hotel room stays clean because you hate when you have sand all over the floor. But yeah, pretty easy. How about you, buddy?
Oh, man. Well, anybody that knows me, I'm go, go, go. So 24 hours to myself. Is it to myself or by myself? That's what I was reading, trying to semantically get into this.
Can I cut you off real fast? I know what you're going to do. You're just going to watch movies all day.
Yeah, that is one thing I will not do, watch movies. Because if I did that, I'd sleep to 24 hours away.
Okay.
But food, definitely, like just a bar of chicken wings from a bunch of different places because I love chicken wings.
Yes, I could agree with that.
And just a bunch of chicken wings. I'd like to start out with that for a good lunch appetizer. But where would I go? I do like the beach. We're going to head down there later this summer. I like Vegas.
Yeah, you are a Vegas person. I know that.
And because I love people too. And I love Southern California. I've only been there a couple times.
Okay.
So maybe Southern California because their weather is phenomenal.
I'm horrible at geography. Is it San Diego?
San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been there one time, and you were right.
Temecula.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable down there. took the family out there for a vacation. But anyway, I'd go to Southern California, eat some wings.
I like that idea of all different types of various wings.
Yeah, various wings. But I'm a flats guy, so I would love to have flats, not the drums. And start out the day, the beaches around there. I think I'm going to say this wrong. La Jolla? I don't know.
I think it sounds great.
But there's a nice beach down there. Probably sit on the beach like you, but on the West Coast side.
Maybe we could do a podcast from the beach to the beach. It'd be a worldwide Barggianos exclusive.
From west to east.
And then we'd have like a West Coast, East Coast of Oregon. It always comes up.
Yeah, but I'd like to have people around. So some type of party. It'd be great if I can catch a sporting event out there.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
How about like a concert? Like I like all music, but like country concert. You ever see like Kenny Chesney on the beach performing, or Dave Matthews or something?
Fantastic.
That would be fun.
And then some adult beverages on the beach, listening to music after some chicken wings, and then probably late night. Good. And I'm not a big late night eater, but late night I love lobster and crab.
Okay.
So probably lobster and crab. I'm not like a mussel guy or anything like that, but lobster and crab. So, to recap it, probably go West Coast, San Diego, start with some chicken wings, like your idea of concert on the beach with some good old school country, like variety.
I like the Brandon, I'm adding a concert, maybe a Carrie Underwood concert for you, Brandon. So,
and then finishing off with a good steak dinner, hopefully great company, just great concert, everybody singing, having a good time, few adult cocktails, and bring back the past.
I like that. I like that a lot, man. I think that's an excellent answer.
Yeah, and make me feel like, I guess, listening to that music on the beach and just having 24 hours, like you have no kids, you have no worry in the world for that 24 hours. I think that's a fantastic idea for a lot of people if you can get away with it. And bring me back to my young days when I used to go to those concerts when I was younger, and not have to wake up for anything important the next day. No kids sports. So, I think that would be good and a good reset. So I would love to do that. But Brandon, thanks for the questions. We appreciate it. Happy to talk more or take anybody else's ideas or questions and talk through it. But Brandon, I'm going to turn this question to you. If you can write in, and what would you do if you had the 24 hours? Where would you go? What would you eat? What would you do? Drink to that.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Brandon. Appreciate the question, man. Thank you for listening. Much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. So, kind of a segue when I talk about, going back to the beach and listening to those music and feeling young again. Like that makes me think I'm not young. So have you ever had that moment, Chuck, where you said, damn, I'm old?
Let me think. You know what? I have a perfect example for that.
Yeah.
It's probably happened about 4 or 5 years ago, and there was a switch that finally hit me over. It's going, yep, we're old. I was sitting there at work talking to somebody, excuse me, and you could do this to me too, because what it was is I made a joke about a reference from a movie, about an Adam Sandler movie. So most people, besides you, because you're a freak of nature, but most people have, like, they grew up on all those like SNL character movies like Adam Sandler and Chris Farley and all these movies that you would quote over and over again, and all these inside jokes, even to the point where you don't even like think about it. You forget what the lines from the movie, but you say stuff. So I'd said something like that, and she didn't like even have a reaction. And a couple people laughed, and I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did you never seen that movie? I think it was like I'm pretty sure it was Adam Sandler movie." And she goes, "Who's Adam Sandler?"
Oh my God, I know who Adam Sandler is.
It hurt though, and she was dead serious. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" But it was the first time I ever felt like, "Oh, I was on this side." And now I'm up on this side. so I go, oh, you know, Adam Sandler. Like, my brain's like, no, you must know who that is. And she's like, no. And I go, he was on Saturday Night Live and had all these movies. She heard of like maybe one movie. I think it was Happy Gilmore, but she never knew it was even about. Yeah. And yeah, it was bad. And she's like, oh, I have to look that up. She's like, oh, okay, it sounds fun. And yeah, it kind of crushed me. And like ever since that, I don't know if my brain just started paying attention to my surroundings because I was aware of it. But like other things, and there's a lot of younger people in my work, and then it progressively got worse and worse. They'd be like, hey, one guy was born like after 2000. He didn't even know who Brad Pitt was. Yeah. And I'm not saying you should watch every Brad Pitt movie, but I feel like Brad Pitt would be like, you know, your Elvis Presley, like just the biggest names that most people know. Right. You don't watch movies, but you know what Brad Pitt is, right?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Leo. We got Leo.
Yeah.
But, yeah. All those things.
He was on a boat, I heard.
He was on a boat, yes. He was not a great swimmer, though.
Yeah.
But great drawer, but not a great swimmer.
I don't know about drawing, but Adam Sandler, he on 50 First Dates, too?
Yes.
See? I know a little bit. Not that I've ever seen it.
Quit showing off, Mr. Matt. Jesus.
I know.
Good.
I just know the covers. I'm like a picture reader.
Mr. Cinephile over here. Jeez, he knows everything about movies. I mean,
yeah, see, I don't know if I ever had that moment, except when I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, my goatee is like full of gray. And then I'm like looking at pictures 5 years ago, and it's like within the last 5 years, this thing went from dark brown to gray. And then all of a sudden I'm getting more and more gray hair in the side. And it's like, well, here we go.
I don't mind the gray as much, and my wife, unless she's lying, I don't think she is. Like she's like, oh, you like the gray, a little distinguished look. But yeah, the wrinkles are not as fun. But
I know, I see that like in my around my eyes now.
Crow's feet, they call them, around your eyes.
Yeah,
I think they're called.
Yeah, and I don't know. My wife, she's still, trying to keep up for me.
Yeah, of course. Well, you got to. You got to perform for Mr. Matt. But I get it.
No, she's. I don't know. It's almost like the boxers, like the freeze, the ice things they put on their eyes. But she's got one that's flat. I guess it works. I don't know. I never use it. But she freezes it and, scrapes her face out. They're like face scrapers. I don't know what they are.
Okay. Does it work? Is that after you punch her in the eye, she's got to use it like a boxer, you're saying?
No.
Okay.
I think it's for
I didn't
wrinkles.
know where the story was going.
I think it's for wrinkles.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Well,
But she's Asian, and Asians never age to me. Like, they look 25 all the time.
Okay. Oh,
You saw her the other day driving by.
I thought that was another daughter you had.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was I thought the trick to be in the youth is the Vaseline. You rub the Vaseline over your
Vaseline,
face. But you need a tremendous amount of Vaseline.
Oh, yeah. You can't just buy one small container. You need 3 14-ounce containers.
You probably go through that in a week.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I will the rest to my kids.
Oh, previous episode, catch on up. But yeah, that's interesting. But so you said it's more of your appearance versus.
Yeah.
Do you have an experience that you coached a lot of soccer? Anything that happened that?
No, I still feel like I, relate with the kids. Even when I do other things, I don't feel out of touch yet. I feel a little out of touch with technology, just a little bit. I don't believe that. For all this stuff that you do for this podcast, I couldn't do any of that stuff, and you teach me things. Yeah, I don't feel ignorant yet, but there are some things I struggle with. So that's, I guess, the getting old moment. Like, I couldn't tell you how to work Snapchat. No way. I'm on Snapchat. Every once in a while, something will pop up, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Like 74 people found you. I don't even know.
I think people our age, like social media, most people do like Facebook.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I've had to learn a lot of doing the social media channels for Barggianos, the ones you let me do. And I had definitely a learning experience. Same thing asking the kids, and I didn't know the hashtag thing was as big as it was.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot to it. But I tell my kids, and I'm being serious now, I tell them to pay attention to AI, because I say AI is as big to them right now in us, what's going on, as the invention of the internet. And what I mean by that is it flipped. There was, the board flipped over when the internet came out. There was a whole new world. Everything was different. All these new opportunities. You can make money. Bad things too, but with this AI, it's not only doing that, but it's moving so quickly. And I told them, I go, pay attention. I go, you never know. For a just to be informed, but two, also there might be potential to make millions of dollars or whatever. Not just for that reason,
Right.
but it's like when the .com stock stuff happened. You were just ignorant. You didn't know any better. But I tell them keep track of the AI. So it goes for you listeners too. That's Chuck's tip of the day, brought to you by Barggianos podcast. But I don't know. It's scary, but it's fascinating at the same time.
Do you remember? I guess this is a getting old moment. Being on the internet, that old dial-up. I would make that annoying static sound in the microphone, but it probably won't come out all right.
I doubt that people driving want to hear that anyway. But
yeah, and then your parents say, "Hey, I gotta make a phone call. You got to get off your AOL chat."
Man, AOL chat was the bomb.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, so you're on AOL chat. You're meeting new friends on the internet back then. Like, it was all harmless. Today, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
But back then, it was harmless, I think, unless I was oblivious. And then your mom or dad's like, "Hey, I got to use the phone. You got to log off now." And it's like, dang, man.
I remember my parents, we weren't rich by no means, but I think my parents got sick of it. They got a second phone line.
Yeah.
My wife was like, she's like, I knew a few people like that. But the cool part was they barely use the internet. So I end up having like my own phone line. So when people, and back then when you had to call and you had to talk to a parent or that kind of thing, it was nice for me. They knew that people would call me. And have to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, I definitely remember that. And how do you remember how slow do you remember like downloading a song?
Oh man, what were them websites you could download songs on?
We had Napster, BearShare, Kazaa, the virus king of the world, and like 3 songs you could download overnight if you started at like 10 o'clock
Right.
and you woke up at like 8 a.m. You're like, all right.
But what was better, downloading them songs for 3 hours? Are trying to catch a song on the radio with a cassette tape and like, oh, bam, record.
I'm going to go with the absolutely the recording, because it's like anything in life. If you earn something, if something's less achievable or attainable, less attainable, it means more. That's why all these unlimited Netflix and all these different streaming services, it's overload. But over here, I got a DVD player, I got a CD player. If I got 25 CDs sitting over there, if you look at those, you're gonna be like, okay, I want to really decide here.
8-track play?
I do not have an 8-track. I'm not that old.
Oh, disappointing. But
I'll work on that for you though, Daddy.
yeah, I love it. So yeah, man. I mean, the getting old moments, brings back some good memories of just hitting that record. Making your own CDs.
Oh yeah, the mix CDs were the best.
Yeah, you have a book in your car, you're driving, and just got the whole book in your lap, flipping through, what am I going to listen to next, and popping that into your Kenwood speaker.
Ooh, remember how dangerous that was too? You'd be driving and you're like, oh, I can flip through 40 CDs and just figure it out. My wife was very proud. She said she could drive with her knees. Like, I forget what we used to do.
Yeah, I can drive.
Don't be dirty. I forget what we were doing, but she'd be driving with her knees. I'm like, stop. I'd be like, please put your hands on the wheel. We can.
You can't drive with your knees? I drive
not
with my
for
knee today.
Well, how long of a period though? She'd be doing like parallel parking on a driving test with her knees. It was pretty impressive. No. So, I had. Do you ever heard of a mini disc?
Yeah.
So real quick story. I went to go play bingo with my grandma when I was like 16 or 17 years old. You're like, where's the story going? I just spend some time with Graham. So I go to the bingo place, probably second time I've ever been, probably been 4 times in my life. That was close. 4 times in my life. And I won a thing called a progressive coverall. You're a degenerate gambler. You probably know what this means, right?
No.
So there's a coverall means you got to get all, at the very end, you get all the numbers, but there's a progressive coverall. And what a progressive is, it pays like double or triple, but you have to get it within a certain amount of numbers. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So I was within 2 numbers or 1 number, I forget. And they when you go to bingo, they'll call the number, but you never say bingo. You got to let them say it first. And so like if you're like, I-63, whatever the hell numbers are, you'd have to wait for the guy to say it. It pops on the screen first, then he says it, then you win.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm young, I'm stupid. I see my number come up and I'm like, bang, yeah! I'm screaming and I'm going crazy. My grandma looked like she wanted to kill me. And I've never been so afraid of, I've never been so afraid of old people in my entire life. They were very intimidating. Like they all got angry. They first like, oh, a young person, it's nice to see someone. And when I won that money, oh my God, I was like, get me to the car. Let's get out of here. And my grandma, she bought the books for me, and she was pretty well off. She didn't need money. And we were leaving, and she goes, all right, Chuck, I'll take half of that. she took half of it, which I didn't care at the time, because I think I won what's with, you don't get taxed, 1,200 or 13.
Oh, I don't know about bingo.
No, but just in gambling in general, like
slot machines or
like
anything under $1,200.
So it was $11.99 I won. Now picture being 16 or 17 years old, and you have like $1,200, or I guess $600 now.
600.
But even still,
Did she take the $5.99 or the $600?
I don't know. But I do remember I got home, and my mom was like in the bathroom or something. My dad's like, how'd it go? And I'm like, pretty good. And I show him the money, and he's like, oh my God, I'm going to get Mom. So I put all the $100 bills out, or 20s in a row, and my mom walks out, and she goes, what's going on? And she's like, that's amazing. And I go, I won bingo, and all the money. And she goes, that's great. And then I forget how I told her, but I actually won $1,200, but Grandma took half because she paid. And she got so mad at my grandma. Like, I wasn't saying to rat her out. I was like in cloud nine. I'm like, great time, free money. And she's like, I can't believe she took it.
Oh, wow.
Money. But sorry, I'm rambling here. But the point was, I put half in the bank, and then I went and I bought a mini disc player for my car. And remember the mini disc, these little like square CDs in like a plastic case, but they're real small.
Right.
And at that time, that technology, you could I could borrow a CD from you, and I could burn it onto that.
Oh, okay.
And CD burners really weren't existing yet, or way too expensive. So I was able to like get 30, 40 of these things, and like I'm like, this is I felt like I was cheating. Like I'm like, I got all this music. So.
And a mini disc.
Mini disc
from bingo.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is spend time with your grandma, and maybe you'll get some cool shit.
So every time I go to Vegas.
Cheers.
We always make it down to a place called Gold Coast.
Okay.
And Gold Coast, it's slightly off the strip. So it's by Rio and the Palms, just slightly. But they got a huge bingo hall, and they run bingo on the odd hours. Mm-hmm. Like $45 to play. We don't play with the daubers or the paper. We get the electronic machines. So you go up there, you buy all your tickets, and they print you a ticket. It takes you about an hour and a half. And they call the bingo numbers, and you can sit there and chat and have a few drinks and sit around and play bingo. And it's one of our, I guess, favorite things to do because it's a little bit decompression.
Yeah.
You get away from the crowd and the busyness and all the hype in Vegas. So it's a good, kick back, relax, just have a bag of popcorn. When I was just there recently, before, unlimited free drinks, just like you were in Vegas playing slot machines. Wow. Now they limit you to 2. Huh. And they stamp your ticket now.
So you're telling me they would give you unlimited drinks at bingo?
Yeah.
Why would you not just play bingo 24 hours a day and just
I know.
Get slammer hammered?
Right.
I didn't know that.
It was crazy. It was free drinks. Vegas gives you free drinks if you're gambling. Yeah. Not top shelf liquor, but Bud Light. I think it was Coors and Miller.
Well, even still, that's pretty crazy you can sit there for 4 hours and.
Right. And then bags of popcorn were like $3. It's like being back in the day, Speaking of popcorn.
Oh, God. I knew this was coming. Oh, boy.
Here it is. Look at this.
I haven't tried to hide it. Oh.
The other night, when we did the podcast with Derek. Mm-hmm. No, it was the next day.
It was the next day.
So we were down here the next day watching WrestleMania. For anybody that doesn't know, Chuck's first time watching WrestleMania.
Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah. So we were talking about his popcorn fixture that's behind me. And even your wife said, I just think that's a prop for the podcast now.
Wow.
And Chuck claims he didn't have any kernels. I bought this guy like a lifetime worth of kernels.
Wasn't a lifetime worth of kernels. You're exaggerating, sir.
And he said, and I said, when are you going to make popcorn? He said, well, if you buy the kernels, I'll make popcorn. So I went on Amazon that night
You went that second. I watched you. I'm you're like, done.
Yeah, done. And, it ships straight to Barggianos. I don't know if you have the box, but.
It's behind the computer, a-hole.
The box? No, the popcorn is.
The box of what?
The box came probably half open. I saw a picture
of it. No, that's in the garage.
See?
Yeah.
So on one podcast, maybe we'll be on episode 569. Chuck will at some point show you guys that this popcorn machine still works.
You got something on your nose there. Let me get that for you.
Yeah. I don't know when that'll be, 569, 580. Subscribe and like. Let's say, when's your commitment to this? Because I want to see.
Oh, no, this is your segment. You go ahead and finish this up.
I want to see, if we can get likes and subscribes before your commitment. So, hey, in 4 weeks, we need, if we don't hit 104 weeks, you'll go ahead and make me some.
I'm not making any promises, but what I'll say is I will definitely make popcorn soon, and I mean that. It's more of out of mind, out of sight. I just like to point out that somebody one time brought Matt popcorn down to his house, delivered it to his mailbox for him when he was asking for it. And, no one talks about that. We just talk about what Chuck doesn't do. So I don't help set up podcasts tonight. I don't make popcorn. I can't do everything around here, Matt. Sometimes you got to do things yourself. So
I would flip through my pictures, but I'm afraid my phone will ring again. I think that popcorn delivery happened 2 years ago. And as we talk about getting older, that part of my memory is starting to fade as we get 2 years out.
As far as how far apart things were?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could vouch for that. I always said kids were the best and worst things, and I call them like an hourglass. Because if you don't have any kids, I feel like you would just go through life and you're like, oh, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. But you have a kid and you see a picture, it's like a tree. And you're like, holy cow, they were like 4 years old. Now they're 10 or, that makes sense? Kind of like your constant hourglass. So, but I'm just trying to get off the popcorn thing because you're an ass.
Yeah, we got popcorn. But
to be fair, it is delicious popcorn. Am I right when we make it?
Don't remember.
Oh, that hurts. Okay.
We will do it live on the air. Chuck does have the movie butter. Maybe it's too old and probably use that as an excuse next. I don't have any of the butter.
Well, you didn't. You just went really fast. I wasn't done talking. I said you need to get it's kernels, it's coconut oil. It's like the cream, like the scoopy stuff. It comes in a big jar, and then the trick is people always think you get butter and you melt it in it's oil, and they sell that on Amazon. This big ass jug, and you can buy for like $1 a pump for it, just like the movie theater, and honestly, it tastes just like a theater. And the problem is you eat a lot of that stuff. It does make your belly a little sour, but it is amazing how it tastes and looks just like the theater stuff. Again, my question more to you: how do you even know what popcorn is? You've never even been to a movie theater.
Well, I'm just going to end it like this. You didn't cook popcorn so much, the oil went bad before you can use it all.
I don't know about that.
I don't think you ran out.
I don't think so.
You ran out? I don't think so.
No, I got some down there. I do need to replenish. So hopefully next time we'll have a big thing of popcorn and we can chew and distractedly, annoyingly chew the whole podcast for people.
Yeah.
You're just trying to piss off the audience. The audience, I want to make you guys happy. Matt's trying to.
I just want to pop it and the smell and the good aroma, and then after the podcast, celebrate.
Okay. So it's like a after party for the podcast.
Correct.
Okay. So would you say it's going to pop off after the podcast?
It's going to pop off.
Okay. I like that.
So, all right, Chucky, it's been another fun episode. Again, Brandon S., thank you. We appreciate you sending in some, what do we want to call it, fan mail.
Yeah, Brandon even sent over a picture. He said he enjoys listening to us or watching us on YouTube during his work sometimes when he gets off work. But just something on in the background, he's saying. But he sent a picture. It was kind of cool to see that. So if you anybody got any of those pictures or anything like that, we'd love to see them. And yeah, it just sometimes feels surreal.
Yeah, it does.
Sitting there, but hopefully we're reaching a few people, and hopefully it's coming off that we're actually having fun, and that's about it, man.
Yeah.
So, till next time, I think it's been a pleasure, and thank you very much, and Barggianos out.